Hi everyone, welcome to Netgate Chemistry. So in this video of chemical bonding, we are going to solve some of the previous year questions which are being asked in the GATE exams. So the first question which we are going to discuss says that how many of the following interhalogen species have two lone pairs of electrons on the central atom? So basically we have to find out the geometries of each of these four molecules. The molecules given are ClF3, ClF2 negative, ClF5 and ICl2 positive. So one by one we are going to solve for the geometries of each of these molecules. So the first molecule which we are going to discuss is ClF3. Okay, in case of ClF3, central atom is going to be chlorine. Chlorine is a halogen, so it is going to have 7 electrons in the valence shell. Now this Cl is bonded to 3 fluorines. So because fluorine is univalent, so it will be present like this. So there are definitely two lone pairs present. Now moving on to the second molecule, which is ClF2 negative. Here also central atom is Cl. It is a halogen, so it will be having 7 electrons in the valence shell. Now if I consider this negative charge on this chlorine, so what I have to do is introduce one electron and a negative charge. Now this chlorine is attached with two fluorines, so we'll attach two fluorines like this. Fluorine is again univalent, so it will be attached like this via single bond. So now this molecule is having 3 lone pairs on the central atom. Okay, now moving on to the third molecule, which is ClF5. Here also chlorine is going to have 7 electrons in the valence shell. Now we have to attach 5 fluorines. Fluorine is univalent, so it will be attached like this. So this molecule is having 1 lone pair on the central atom. Now moving on to the fourth molecule, which is ICl2 positive. Now here iodine is also a halogen. Now it will also be having 7 electrons in the valence shell. But now if I want to consider this positive charge on this iodine, then what I have to do is I can show 6 electrons. 1 electron is escaped because of the positive charge, so there are now 6 electrons in the valence shell, and 1 electron I have removed because of the positive charge. So now this iodine is attached with 2 chlorines. Chlorine is also univalent, so here also we are having 2 lone pairs. So there are 2 molecules in which we are having 2 lone pairs. So the option having 2 will be the correct option, right? So now we'll move on to the next question. So the next question is, which of the following is electron deficient molecule according to octet rule? So the first molecule is CH4, second is an adduct of NH3BH3, third is ALH3 and fourth is GeH4. So one by one we'll look at each of these molecules. So the first molecule is CH4, methane. So here carbon is having 4 electrons in the valence shell. It forms 4 bonds here like this. Now how many electrons are there in the for the octet of this carbon? That we know 4 electrons are this and 4 electrons are of hydrogen, right? These bonds are formed by the sharing of electrons, so the octet of carbon is complete here. It is having 8 electrons, so it is 8 electron species. Now looking on to the second molecule, this is an adduct. This molecule is an adduct. How it forms? First, if I talk about BH3, then what happens? Boron is having configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2p1, right? So what happens here? Boron is having empty 2p orbital. This is empty 2p orbital, and what happens here? ammonia is there, it is having one lone pair. This nitrogen donates its lone pair in the empty 2b orbital of boron. Okay, this nitrogen donates its lone pair to the empty 2b orbital of boron, and this way this adduct is formed. So this adduct is definitely not electron deficient because nitrogen is providing the electrons. Okay, so this is definitely not an electron deficient species. Moving on to the third molecule, which is AlH3. Here in this case, aluminum belongs to boron family, so it is also going to have 3 electrons in the valence shell, just like boron. Boron is also having 3 electrons in the valence shell. So aluminum will be, AlH3 will be like this. Here aluminum is having total 6 electrons, so this is 6 electron species, so definitely this one is electron deficient. Okay, now fourth molecule is GeH4. So it belongs, this germanium belongs to carbon family, right? Carbon, silicon, germanium. So this belongs to carbon family. So just like carbon, this is also going to have 4 electrons in the valence shell. So it is also going to have total 8 electrons. So it is also not a electron deficient species. So definitely the answer is going to be option C, AlH3, which is having 6 electrons. So according to octet rule, AlH3 is the electron deficient species, right? So now we'll move on to the next question. So the next question is, the bond angle of Cl2O is smaller than that of F2O, greater than that of H2O, smaller than that of H2O, or same as that of F2O. So basically we have to deal with 3 species here in this question, that is Cl2O, F2O and H2O. So basically we are going to compare the bond angles of these 3 molecules, and after the comparison we can move on to finding the correct option, right? So now we have discussed very much about Cl2O molecule while I was telling you about the NBEPR in chemical bonding part, right? So we have discussed this molecule OCl2 here, and here chlorine will be having 3 lone pairs present like this, and here we have discussed about the non-bonded electron pair repulsions, that is here the 2 chlorines are very big in size, so these lone pairs which are present on these chlorines, they start to repel each other, and due to that what happens, this bond angle increases from the natural 109 degree and approximately it reaches to 111 degrees. So this is happening due to the non-bonded electron pair repulsions. If you want to study that topic elaborately, then you can go ahead and watch the chemical bonding videos. So there we have discussed how NBEPR dominates here because of the bigger size of chlorines, and the repulsions between the lone pair take place, which leads to the increase in bond angle in case of Cl2O. Whereas in case of H2O, we all know that the angle is 109 degrees. There is no concept of the domination of NBEPR or VSEPR, valence shell electron pair repulsions. The third molecule is OF2. Here valence shell electron pair repulsions dominate. What happens, lone pairs are present on these oxygens, their repulsions dominate. Okay, so what happens here, the angle reduces here due to the repulsion of these of the lone pairs which are present on this side atoms, the bond angle increases. Okay, this is known as NBEPR. Here VSEPR dominates, that is valence shell electron pair repulsions dominates, because the lone pairs here which are present on this oxygen, they sort of apply repulsions, due to which this bond angle decreases from natural 109 degree and reaches to 104 degrees approximately. So if you compare the bond angles, so what we find is that Cl2O is having highest bond angle, followed by H2O and then OF2. So why this is happening? Due to the concept of NBEPR and VSEPR that we have studied in a very elaborate manner. So here for this question you should know about NBEPR and VSEPR, so then you can compare very easily and find out the correct option. So first option says that bond angle of Cl2O is smaller than that of F2O. No, the Cl2O is having the highest bond angle. On comparison we have found out that. So this is definitely not the answer. The bond angle of Cl2O is greater than that of H2O. Yes, this option is correct. Next option is smaller than that of H2O. No, this option is incorrect because bond angle is greater, right? Same as that of F2O, definitely no, because F2O is having the least bond angle. So the correct option is option B. Okay, so if we have studied all the concepts well, so it is very easy to solve these type of questions. So I think so far that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching.